Grimaldus dragged the closest orc against him, gripping its throat and thudding his skulled helm against its face to shatter its hideous bone structure. The voice was the prioress's, and he realized now where he was. No. No. How could it all be over already? We have been beaten back to the inner sanctum in mere hours. Sindal's cries of defiance have the worst effect. They awaken everyone from the mindless heat of battle and bloodshed, dragging us back to face the truth. The inner sanctum is a gore-slick mess of heaving, slashing, shooting humans and orcs. We are beaten. No one in this room is going to survive more than a few more minutes. Already others have sensed this, and I see them through the crowd, trying to run from the room, seeking a way past the orcs, rather than lay down their lives at the last stand. Militia, civilians, guard, even several stormtroopers. Half of our pathetic remaining force is breaking from the battle and trying to run. With my hand still at the orc's throat, I drag the kicking beast up with me, standing atop the major altar. The beast struggles, but its clawing is weak, with its skull broken and its senses disoriented by pain. My plasma pistol is long gone, torn from me at some point in the last 2 days of battle. The chain remains. I wrap it around the beast's throat and roar my words to the painted ceiling as I strangle the creature in full view of everyone in the room. Take heart, brothers! Fight in the Emperor's name! The beast thrashes as it dies, claws scraping in futility at my ruined armor. I tense my grip, feeling the creature's thick spinal bones begin to click and break. Its piggish eyes are wide with terror, and this makes me laugh. I have dug my grave in this place. An explosive round detonates on my shoulder, blasting shards of armor free. I see Priamus kill the shooter with the black sword in a one-handed grip. I have dug my grave in this place, and I will either triumph or I will die. 5 knights still live, and they roar as I roar. No pity! No remorse! No fear! The walls shudder as if kicked by a titan. For a moment, still laughing, I wonder if the Godbreaker has returned. Until the end, brothers! The cry is taken up by those of us that yet draw breath, and we fight on. They're bringing the temple down! Priamus calls, and there is something wrong with his voice. I realize what it is when I see my brother is missing an arm and his leg armor is pierced in 3 places. I have never heard him in pain before. Nero! He screams. Neroval! The beasts are primitive, but they are not devoid of intelligence and cunning. Nero's white markings signal him as an apothecary, and they know of his value to humanity. Priamus sees him first, 24 meters away through the melee. An alien spear has punched its way through his stomach, and several of the beasts are lifting him from the ground, raising him like a war banner above the carnage. Nerovar dies like no warrior I have ever seen before. Even as I try to kill my way closer to him, I see him gripping the spear in his fists, hauling himself down the weapon, impaling himself deeper on it in an attempt to reach the aliens below. He has no bolter, no chainblade. His last act in life is to draw his gladius from its sheath at his thigh and hurl it down with a Templar's vengeance at the orc with the best grip on the spear. He dragged himself down to get close enough to ensure he wouldn't miss. The short sword bit true, sinking into the beast's gaping maw and rewarding the Xenos with an agonizing death, choking on a sword blade that had ravaged its throat, tongue and lungs. With the beast unable to keep hold, the spear falls, and Nero plunges into a seething mass of greenskins. I never see him again. Priamus, one-armed and faltering now, staggers ahead of me. A detonating round crashes against his helm, spinning him back to face me. "Grimaldus," he says, before falling to his knees. "Brother!" Flames engulf him from the side, clinging chemical fire that washes over his armor, eating into the soft joints and dissolving the flesh beneath. The orc with the flamer pans the weapon left and right, dousing Priamus in corrosive fire. I am hammering my way with painful slowness to avenge him, when Artarian's blade bursts from the orc's chest. He kicks the dying orc from his broken chainsword. With vengeance taken, my standard-bearer turns with as much grace as can be salvaged in this butchery, and his back slams against mine. "Goodbye, brother!" He's laughing as he says the words, and I do not know why, but it brings out my own laughter. Blocks of the ceiling are falling now, crushing those beneath. The orcs in here with us, paying for every human life with 5 of their own, pay no heed to their kin outside, damning them by destroying the temple with them still inside. Not far from the altar, I catch a final glimpse of the stormtrooper and the dockmaster. The former stands above the dying latter, Andre defending the gun-shot Maghernus, while he tries to comprehend what to do with his bowels looping across his lap and the floor nearby. "Artarian!" I call to him, to return the farewell, but there is no answer. The presence against my back is not my brother. I turn, laughing at the madness before me. Artarian is dead at my feet, headless, defiled. The enemy drive me to my knees, but even this is no more than a bad joke. They are doomed as surely as I am. I am still laughing when the temple finally falls.